Okay guys, we got this '04 Mitsubishi Galant in here. It's kind of funny. So they asked me if I could change the cluster on it, or program a cluster. Look at this cluster. It's not even in right. Because I brought the car in, but the cluster wasn't working. When I brought it in, and I'm like, yeah, this thing ain't even put in right. Like, yeah, let's turn the wipers off. Start it up, you see nothing. But I don't think they have it in right. Let's look at this. Okay, so we have a connector there. Everything looks intact here, so let's just try pushing this in. Like, they have the plastic missing and everything from this. There we go. So our tach's twitching. Mileage is 127,894. Look at that. It looked like the cluster just reset. Look at our... Is this just a stepper motor? Because it's spun all the way around. I think that's just a stepper motor. Same with this. Yeah, they don't have that on there, right? Look at that. That's the only sweep it does? Or something's wrong with it. Yeah, look at our gas gauge. Fixed. Now we got a full tank. Well, anyway, we'll pull this out. I don't even know. I tried looking up earlier to see if there was let's see. There was a procedure for reprogramming them. See, they just threw this other cluster here. Let's put this one in. Let's see. I don't even know where the screws are. They didn't. Oh, you know what? Maybe those are the screws. It's random too. Let's try pushing this in. There we go. Let's try starting this one up. Oh, guys, look at that. 5,281 miles. Like, yeah, that's the mileage. Our gas gauge is moving. You see that? We're gonna have to find a way to update that mileage. RPM doesn't work. I'm gonna quick grab my scan tool. We'll plug the scan tool in and we'll see. And it also doesn't say if we're in drive and stuff. I don't think the other one did either. Like, see that? We have nothing. So I wonder if we just have no comm with this cluster. So guys, I got this like all these CAN codes on this car. Look at this. Stored, active. The meter says U101 CAN, engine CAN. So I wonder, let's report this. Let's save it. So we'll save that. Let's start this up. And let's do another report. See what's see if it's all here. Let's do a rescan. It's gonna take a little bit, guys. But I bet you that's why our cluster ain't doing anything, because it doesn't know. Okay guys, so we're gonna have to go after this code for the meter. So I'm assuming it says engine CAN timeout. Yeah, they say engine CAN. So let's report this one. I'll print this out and then we'll print out a diagram for this car. And then we'll go after this. Let's go into this meter. Let's see if it'll give us any data. This actuation tests. Oh, this is awesome. So at least we can test to see if our cluster works. Let's see, let's move the RPM gauge up to 2,000. Let's see, perform. Look at that, 2,000. So that works. Let's exit. Let's go to 5,000. Race car status. Boom. Awesome. So that works. So how much you want to bet that our old cluster actually works? Let's do fuel gauge to 100 because right now we're at E. 100. Look at that. It's at full. Let's do 100% illumination. Oh, look at that. This is cool, guys, that you could do all this. Like, some cars don't allow you to do like anything. Some allow you to do some. Let's see. We got temperature. Temperature 226. Boom, full. So that's cool. So that all works. So we know our cluster works. Let's see, read data stream, auto. Let's select all. Let's see what it says. So fuel gauge says 122 ohms. So that might be connected right to the fuel level sensor, I'm assuming, since it shows that. Let's see, do we have anything else? Odometer, shift, unconfirmed failure, unconfirmed or failure, unconfirmed or normal, water temp. So I'm assuming where it says flag, that's, yeah, see, water temp gauge -40. So that's because we lost it. See, our RPM says 0, so they're defaulting to 0. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to print out the diagram and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I printed out the diagrams here. So what I think is funny though is the ABS is saying stored. The SRS has a stored bus off, okay, but this says CAN timeout. Which I think is funny. This 1100, I'm gonna have to look up, see what the 1100 is, and that's the only one that's active right now. Well, we got these up here, 1100 for the AC. So I looked on here, and here's our ABS module, which is what goes from our combination meter. Oh, you know what? I didn't highlight both of these because we got a CAN high and CAN low. That's why we got 2 joint connectors. But I'm wondering if, because the other ones aren't complaining about this, if our issue is from our combination meter in. So we got to highlight these. So we got this and there. So we're going to have to, oh, you know what? Our combination meter is a terminating resistor too. I just see that. I never saw that before. So we should have another one of these somewhere too, I think. That's showing a resistor. Why does none of these other ones show a resistor? I wonder if the other one's like in the PCM or something. So that could actually be why we had our bus offs. Or our timeouts. I'm gonna go get a breakout box and we're gonna scope this CAN network. Okay guys, so I got the Pico set up. So let's turn our key on and see what we got here. I also want to put the battery charger on here, even though the battery charger is going to give us some noise. So let's turn that on. Oh guys, do we have dropouts in our CAN? Oh guys, that does not look good. Let's go down here. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Let's turn our sample right up here. I don't think that's my tool. Of course the compressor turns on. But look at that, guys. I think we got a bad module in here. Let's go down. Let's set a trigger so this doesn't bounce all over the place. Now, where'd my trigger go? Oh, right here it is. Okay, maybe we don't have a bad one. I thought we had... Yeah, this ain't good up here. We'll have to check to make sure we got a good connection on our breakout box, but that's not good. I'm gonna quick make a math channel to make this a little easier. I'll show you guys. And I could be totally wrong with this, but I did A minus B. I forget what it is to get a good waveform, like cancel them out. But anyway, we are gonna go up a little bit on our time base here, and we're gonna wiggle our connectors right here and make sure that it's not an issue with the breakout box, because I've already messed up these terminals. I don't know how. But you can see wiggling it isn't making a difference. Let's spin this around here. So wiggling these are not making a difference with our pattern. So the fact that that's not making a difference, I just disconnected it and plugged it back in. Yeah, just disconnected the blue one. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what's causing our issue here. Actually, I got these upside down. This one should be below the blue one, because this is our higher voltage. Can high's higher. But these should be mirroring each other. They're both on a 5-volt scale. So now we get the fun of we got to find that splice pack. If we find that splice pack, then we can test there and just isolate modules. Okay guys, so I was going through repair information right here. It says check joint connector, which is what we want. We want the joint connector 3, which is C02, which is shows right here behind the instrument cluster. Isn't that crazy? Let's print this out and then we'll go look for this connector. Okay guys, so I found our joint connector just hanging right here. It's not even clipped into anything. So I'm going to pull this cover off, and then we'll splice all these back in manually, and we'll see if our waveform gets better. Okay guys, so let's see, I have these. I wish I had 2. I really wish I had 2 for this, because I don't know if we're going to be able to do this with just one. And I didn't even realize it, so I have this one. This might not even be enough to do it. Like, these pins might be too big. Might be able to stick them in the back of the connector. Like back here, I'll have to see if I can do that. Either that or we just depin it and just do one at a time. I'm gonna see, but I don't think they're gonna fit. Okay guys, so what I did was I connected the one, like, I guess it's for, I don't know what they call it, like a breakout lead. They're for network. So I pinned it in the back of the connector, like I put it down next to the pins. So that works for there. And then here I just used 2 sets of leads. One was the right size, one's a size under. And then I just put them into these Y connectors. And then I jumpered the Y connector together with the with the black lead right here. This is just a regular lead, stackable lead that I just used to bridge the 2 together. So that's giving us this waveform. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start disconnecting these. I'll start over here because I wrote down these all. So we got SRS, SRS, then cluster, cluster. Then it's that ET-ACS or whatever's next. Then DLC, then multi-display, and ABS. And I'm just going to work my way down, just disconnecting one at a time and plugging it back in and going down, and I'll keep going to our waveform. Looks good. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, so I disconnected the first one here. This is pin 3 and 14, which is our SRS. And look at our pattern. Look at that. I wonder if our meter works. I wonder if our cluster works now. Let's try starting this up. Look at that, everything's on. I think all our lights are on. I don't think we had all our lights before. Okay, so it must still not like something. Why does our network look so much nicer now? Our network looks amazing compared to what it was. Let's see, let's look at our diagram real quick. Does SRS interfere with this? SRS is right here at the bottom. Does not interfere. Let's see if I can press our brake pedal carefully. without knocking out any of our wires. I just want to see if our... Okay, so we have nothing. But I think we have way more lights now. Our odometer still says the same. Let's see. I'm going to try scanning the car, see if there's any difference. So man, our network looks amazing, and it's like yapping away like crazy. Let's see. Let's see if we can turn this up. Look at that. That looks so much better. I just need to figure out why this ain't communicating. So guys, I just realized when we scanned this earlier, we didn't have an ECU. I don't know how I missed that, but there was no ECU. Now when I scan it, we got our ECU, and look at all these codes. Oxygen sensor, alternator terminal. I don't know if these are active or not. Some of these stay active, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a report. Okay, we'll do a report. Go to save. And I think what we'll do is we'll turn the car off. We'll clear these codes and we'll see what comes back. It took a really long time to scan this, but I just want to see what comes back and if we get some activity here with the car. Okay guys, so our current ones is this meter can timeout, and that's it, but our meter says normal. So I wonder if it's because it's not programmed. Let's go under actuation test. Yeah, there was nothing under here. Let's go under read data stream. Let's just read it all and we'll see if it senses an RPM or not. No, so we're getting nothing to our instrument cluster. Or did I unplug the wrong one? Oh, you know what? I might have unplugged the wrong one, guys. Because pin 4, I wonder if I unplugged the wrong one. SRS. See, SRS. I might have unplugged the wrong one, guys. That might be why it's not working. So SRS is 3. So we need pin 4 connected. I think we have pin 4 connected. We're going to quick look at it, double check, make sure something didn't come unplugged. Okay guys, so I just realized that the diagram's not matching up. So you see pin 4 I have down as cluster. So if we look at this, it says pin 4, okay? According to this, pin 4. Right here, 14 goes to pin 4. But when we come down here, I just realized pin 4 is blank. I don't know if you guys can see that. See that pin 4 is blank. So now the question is, like, what did we disconnect? Because pin 3 right here comes down to, see, pin 3, it comes down to our SRS, it says. So maybe I'll look for this SRS and we'll just unplug the SRS and put our splice pack back in and see what happens with our network. Guys, I want to try putting the old cluster in and seeing if it actually works, because I wonder if they took this out for no reason, and I also wonder if there's like programming or something that's involved in this that I might not be able to do. We might be able to like read the chip and write it to the new one, but I don't know what's involved. I couldn't find any information on how to replace these clusters. Okay guys, so when we pull the cluster out, it looks like that. Our network just goes to complete crap. Let's see if we can just set this in place without all the pieces. Wouldn't that be cool if we could just set this in here? So it doesn't look like we have any lights. Doesn't look like, I wonder if it's not clipping in right. Let me try to do this with 2 hands. Okay guys, so I got the old cluster back in. Our network looks exactly the same with that SRS disconnected. So that is awesome right there. So that pretty much proves that it's not a cluster issue, and this one's doing the same thing. So now we got to figure out why we have no communication from the engine computer. Let's see, does the engine computer... I wonder if... No, that can't be the engine computer. Okay, powertrain. So I'm wondering if we're communicating with the powertrain on a different network here. So this is going through the ABS module. So, let's see. Look at that. ABS system. Not equipped, guys. Not equipped. Okay, let's see. On one right here with electronic brake force distribution. So we got to see if this has ABS. Well, actually it says 3.8 and 2.4 with. It says 2.4 without. So it says 3.8. So I wonder if this has the ABS. We'll go look for that real quick since we don't have any codes for that. Maybe we have an issue with the ABS module. So let's go look. Hang on, we need a flashlight. Oh, here we go. We got our flashlight. See, do we have an ABS module? Oh, we do have an ABS module, guys, and we have a no-com with it. Here's our ABS module. So now I'll go look to see. What our power, or how it's like powers, grounds, or the whole diagram for the ABS module. Well, this is getting exciting, isn't it? Okay, guys, so I got a diagram here. This has traction control. According to the dash, it has a button. So I'm going to check these fuses right here. 20, 11, 22, 23. We'll check them all. And if it's not a fuse, we'll continue on from there. But I want to quick check these, make sure that we got good fuses and somebody didn't pull fuses on this and then cause more of a problem. Okay, guys, so I tested the fuses over there. They all lit my test light. So I'm gonna take this connector off of here because I can't get this connector. I can't like uncover this connector to test the wires real easily. I could cut back the tape, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disconnect it, look inside the connector, and then we'll just jumper pin 23 to 7 and 24 to 25 and see if our cluster works. Okay, guys, so I set the snap-on scope up here. I want to show you guys something. So we got the snap-on scope set up. Okay, I'm back probing the connectors here. I got it unplugged from the ABS. So the green one, actually wait, the yellow one right there, that is going to our can that goes from the PCM to the ABS module, okay? And in our green, that is going to our can high from the PCM to the ABS module. The blue one, which is going to our red and yellow down here, that's going from our ABS module to our CAN network on the car. And then our black probe right here on the black and yellow, that is going from our ABS module to the car. So now, see if we can do this. So if I unplug this one, this should separate the PCM. Make sure. Yeah, this should separate the PCM from the ABS module. Look at our network. See how it drops down like that? So we have an issue. Our yellow trace is the one that we're worried about. So our yellow one drops all the way down. So that's our network. That was showing our network from the car to this. So that our network's bad going to the module. So now let's go to our other one. Let's go to our red and yellow, which is going to be our blue one down here. So if I unplug this, sorry guys, these are back probes, so it's not going to make the best connection. But I made sure not to disturb these when I was testing this off camera. So if I disconnect this one, so that's separating the car from the module right there, and that's good. Let's try our other one. Which is our other one? That was our can high. Let's do can low right here. This black one. So So if we disconnect this one, look at that, that's good. So our network's good at the module. And we can do this again with the ABS plugged in, which I'm not too worried about that right now. Okay, so now, what's our other one? What other one do we need? Okay, we need our green, I think. Hang on. Like I said, these aren't in here the best. See if I can get this back. There we go. So now, I don't know which one we needed. I want to say it's 7, which is this. Let's see, which should be our... I think we did the black one. Yeah, we'll undo it anyway. So there's our black one. See, our network's good. Black one's undone. So let's connect this one back up. And like I said, what's the other one? Our red and yellow. Like I said, when we isolate our red and yellow, our network looks good. So what I want to do is I want to run a jumper wire from this to our DLC. My flashlight's dying. That's why it flickers. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get a real good connection on here without piercing. So what I want to do is I want to jump our pins 25 and 7 right here to like our DLC and see what happens there. When we jumper them, we should have communication then with our instrument cluster. Like our instrument cluster should communicate with our PCM. See guys, we have no... I just put my probes on there. We have nothing coming out. I mean, nothing from our CAN network going into this car because I'm on both the yellows. So we're on the red and yellow and black and yellow right here. We got nothing going into this car. Now, if we connect this up, we should get something from the car. Oh, guys, that does not look good. Let's see. Do we just not have a good connection? Hang on, let me make sure that we're all the way in the ABS module, but our ABS module might be bad too. Guys, I think we got a bad ABS module too. Look at that pattern. So if I unplug this, watch this. I also want to connect those wires back up in the car and see if it makes a difference. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I connected this back up to the ABS module and then we get this weird pattern here. And I think it's coming from the PCM. Now I came over here to the PCM and I found these two wires. They don't match the diagrams at all, like from Mitchell. It says right here PCM 17 and 18, but these pins are looks like, unless I'm reading this wrong, yeah, let's see, 14, this looks like 15 and 16 unless they're numbered differently. So I found these and they're twisted. So these have to be our CAN line coming out of the PCM because they're twisted like that. At least I'm assuming that's our CAN line. So I'm going to get our probes and I want to check the signal over here. So I wonder if we have a bad PCM and that's causing all these issues. Because also inside the car, with the ABS module disconnected, our CAN network looked fine with everything else plugged in. And I could probably show you guys that. So I'll pull the ABS module back apart right here. Maybe. Let me see if I can get something to push that connector apart. So let's try to push this connector apart. There we go. So we're far enough, our CAN network looks fine, okay? Nothing's bridged right now. So then if we come over to our car, hold on, I gotta turn the Pico back on. I'll be right back while this. Okay guys, so this is what our CAN network looks like right now. And that's with everything spliced back in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put our splice pack back in because we don't need all this stuff in here. And then that'll confirm that our issue is in the front there. So then all we have to do is I'll probably just end up cutting the wires for the PCM and see what our network does. Or we could check it with the key on and just unplug it. Okay guys, so we got our splice pack back in. See it right there? Let's turn our key on. Look at that. See that? It looks fine. Let's start this up. See, there we go. No cluster. Look at that. So what I'm going to do is I'll put this back together in here because we know our issue's not up here. Our issue's in the front. Because if we go plug that ABS module back in real quick, we'll see that change. So let's slide this back in. And there you go. It went to crap up here. And look at that. See, there's our issue. I'm going to save this capture right here so we have it known bad. But then we're going to go unplug that PCM because we can leave the key on. So if we turn the key on, that's what we get. And right here it is. Okay guys, so now that that's saved, let's start this back up. Okay, so we're recording. We'll go back down to a lower time base so we can see it live. So there we go. So now we're gonna go remove our PCM. So we should just have to disconnect this right there. And let's see if that took out our, look at that. Look at that guys. Bad PCM. All this work for a bad PCM. So it didn't even need a cluster. Let's see, what does it do now? Does our anti-lock brake and everything go off? Look at that, guys. Bet you we can't start it though. Yeah, it's not gonna start. Let's see our traction control off. Well, that's all connected. But it's probably because it's not starting. But look at that, we got less lights now because our anti-lock brake and everything goes off, which I think before when we plugged that back in. Let's see what happens when we plug that back in. What we might actually be able to do I guess they do go off. Yeah, either way it's a bad PCM. See, because there's our network, and we'll go unplug it again. And you guys can see it right there. So there's our network too. So if we unplug this, look at that. Boom, it's back up. That pretty much just proved it there, guys. So I'll have to ask them, I'll see what they want to do. But yeah, we need a PCM. Okay guys, so we got the Mitsubishi in here. Got a used computer right here. They claim it works, so we'll put this in and we'll do we'll have to do a mobilizer relearn, so we'll probably just use the IM508. I think any scan tool can do it on these for the most part, any good one, but we'll mess with the IM508. Just want to make sure that these are tight because they're not down all the way and this battery ain't tied down. But anyway, we'll get this out. I think I left all these bolts loose so we can get these out. And we'll swap the computer and we'll see if it works. Okay guys, so the numbers seem to match between the two. So we'll get this new one put in and then we'll see if it works. Looks like they broke the clips on the bottom. Okay guys, so the computer's all clipped in, so we'll go in our car and we'll reset the immobilizer because it's probably not going to start right up. We could try, but it's probably going to disable the immobilizers. It's just probably just gonna crank. Yep, see that's all it's gonna do. So let's connect our scan tool up and then we'll try to reset it.